The ACT reading is a test that is extremely easy to improve, and tons of students run out of time on this test. Why listen to me, or why even believe me about this? My name is Rebecca Beard. I own a test prep and tutoring company. I have taken the ACT reading and the whole test multiple times. My last ACT score for the reading was a 35, and this summer, I went through a 12-hour formal training with the ACT reading. Yes, it was long. So this video is going to be very quickly how you can improve your ACT reading score, and a lot of it is just timing strategy based. So the first thing that you need to know, if you've never taken the ACT before, the ACT reading is the third test. It is out of a score of 36. And that being said, on this test, most students just really struggle with timing. As of today, now the old version used to be 36 minutes, but as of today, the ACT reading test is 40 minutes with 4 passages and 9 questions per passage. So timing wise, you have about 10 minutes per passage, which sounds like a lot, but it's a long reading passage and with 9 questions that you have to search through, just like an open book test. The reading levels vary from about junior level of high school into actually college level reading, and the 4 passages are really different. Some students like certain types and some students don't like certain types. There's not really a secret sauce to that, but the key thing you need to know is that one passage will not be graded on this enhanced ACT. Based on our training, it's typically going to be one that is in the middle, either the second or third passage if it's not an A-B passage. So going on into that, let's go over the 3 strategies that have worked a ton with students. The first strategy, I kind of joke with students, is like a unicorn strategy. It doesn't work for many kids except a couple of unicorns. This is for my speed readers, and you probably know who you are. And this is read the whole passage before going to the questions. Now, the passage is a pretty good length. It takes up an entire page with small font, and you have to be hustling, because if you take 2 minutes to go through a passage and then you go to the questions, you only have 8 minutes to go back and search the passage to make sure your answers are right, and they're not easy questions. I have had a few kids have luck with this, but like I said, I joke it's a unicorn strategy because they typically are very, very fast readers and have consistently been fast readers. The average student, honestly, including myself, we will run out of time if we do that on the test. Now, number 2 tends to be a favorite type of strategy, and this is pretty much just reading the first paragraph and sometimes the last paragraph. And it does feel a little whiplashy, but the reason is if you read the first paragraph, and typically it's really long, on the ACT reading for the passage, and then go to the questions that have line numbers or that are just really short and start looking through the passage, one, you are getting a little bit of context of what the passage is about. You're starting to collect the tone. And then you are giving yourself more time to go back and search through the ACT reading passages, because this test is a super literal test. You cannot read the passage, or most cannot read the passage and remember everything the first time, even if you deep dive, marked it up, all that stuff. You just don't have time, and the questions are really, really detail oriented. Okay, number 3 is my most controversial reading tip, but it's my favorite. It's the one that got me the 35 on the ACT reading, and I've tried a few different strategies. Side note, I'm going back for a 36 hopefully soon. But that being said, it's actually not reading at all. I always read the header, or that little title, just to kind of get a gist. And then what I do is I go to the different line number questions that are really short, have a vocab, or tell me where to go. Because as I work through those questions and I skip the main purpose ones, I'm really getting a flow of the passage. I'm understanding what's going on in the passage, and I'm building up kind of just my systems and deeper understanding. Then what I do last with those passages is that I knock out the main purpose or the main idea of the passage. It sounds really weird. Most students, when they try it at first, it actually really stresses them out, but I've had consistent high scores from my students who tried that methodology, especially if they were consistently running out of time. So that being said, which strategy would you like to try, and which one do you plan to use on your next ACT? Would love to see you in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more ACT and SAT tips.